There is an assumption in dealing with this week's Torah portion that I would like to challenge in my comments this morning. According to most people, the belief is that what really angered Joseph's brothers the most, and what engendered most of the hatred towards him, was the fact that his father Jacob favored him among all the other brothers, demonstrating this by his giving him a beautiful ornamented cloak at the very beginning of this week's Torah portion, Parshat Vayeshev. However, the Torah itself seems to suggest a different way of looking at it. For the Torah gives three different reasons, and does them in an order that I think is significant. It first says that the sons of Zilpah and Bilhah, Jacob's concubines, they were angry at Joseph because he tattled on them, because he told that they were not tending the sheep properly. Then after that, we have Jacob alienating the rest of the sons by giving him the cloak. And then there's a third thing, Joseph's dreams. When Joseph tells his dreams, then we have the final nail in the coffin, if you will, that puts the brothers beyond any hope of being able to reconcile with Joseph. They're so frustrated with him, and even his father expressed that frustration. Now, as I said, classic rabbinic commentary focuses on Jacob and his favoritism of one son over all the others as really the seeds for the most vile of hatreds between the brothers. However, by putting it in the specific order that the Torah does, that first Joseph tells on his brothers, then Joseph is favored by his father, and then Joseph has these dreams, the Torah seems to indicate that something else might be going on. For when Joseph tattles on his brothers, really he's just doing his job, for his father sent him to be a supervisor to those boys. When Jacob favors Joseph, that's not really Joseph's fault either. That is Jacob showing the favoritism. The part that Joseph owns, and truly owns, is his dreams. When he has those dreams and then tells those dreams with no sense of the other and the impact that it would have on them, that is the moment in which his brothers truly can no longer stand him. For the first two things, they can forgive him. They're not within his control. But for the third and final one, the brothers no longer can really be with him whatsoever. And it is after that that they plan his demise. What does this teach us? The reality is we go through life and we annoy people all the time, just like people annoy us. But sometimes that annoyance goes with the position that they hold. Sometimes the annoyance and the irritation they cause us has nothing to do with them, but has to do with the way others treat them and us in relation to them. However, the Torah says, our insensitivity to others, our not seeing how our words impact others, this we own, and this becomes our responsibility. And therefore, what the Torah seems to be teaching here is challenging us to be ever greater and more aware of how what we do and what we say impacts the lives of those around us. And that, my friends, is your Torah in probably 3.5 minutes.